Hello everyone! Today we're going to visit the city of Taormina in Sicily. This city's name is Taormina in Sicilian and is one of the most important international tourist centers of the Sicilian region. It is known for its natural landscape, marine beauty and historical monuments, and was an important destination on the Grand Tour. The Grand Tour was a long journey across continental Europe undertaken by wealthy European aristocracy in the beginning of the 18th century, and it was intended to enhance their knowledge by departing and arriving in the same city. It had an indefinite duration and usually had Italy as its destination. The term tourism, and in general the phenomenon of tourist travel today as a mass culture, originates from the Grand Tour. Taormina is located on a hill at 206 meters above sea level, suspended between the rocks and the sea, on the terrace of Mount Tauro, in a setting of natural beauty unique in its variety and contrasts, on the southern slopes of the Peloritani Mountains on the Ionian coast. The city was part of the sphere of influence of Syracuse and remained faithful to it until the Roman colonization, around the 3rd century BC. When Syracuse declined, Taormina became the capital of the Byzantine Sicily, up until the time of the Arab conquest, at the beginning of the 10th century AD, and it subsequently recovered its prosperity under the Normans. We passed by Palazzo Corvaja, a historical building in Taormina from the 15th century, constructed for the meetings of the first parliament of the island. The palazzo overlooks Piazza Vittorio Emanuele, which is the site of an ancient forum, and it is also known as Della Badia. The building has on one side Corso Umberto and Piazza Santa Caterina, and Piazza Fabio Bonasera on the other. Currently, the first floor of the palazzo houses the Museum of Folk Arts and Traditions, and the ground floor houses the Tourist Information Office. We walk along the narrow streets of the city, full of shops and cafes, old buildings made out of limestone and volcanic rock. We're heading to the central park of Taormina. The public gardens of Taormina offer one of the most beautiful views of the city. The villa, as it is called, constitutes a green lung, populated by a lush vegetation of palm trees, cacti, and a large amount of flowers, which in the summer makes this place a delight for the eyes. The villa was originally built by Lady Florence Trevelyan, a Scottish noblewoman who left her country after having an affair with the heir to the throne of England, Edward V. Arriving in Taormina in 1884, Lady Trevelyan married the mayor, Professor Salvatore Cacciola. The garden became the property of the city in 1922, and inside you can still admire the special constructions made by Lady Trevelyan for ornithological purposes. Florence was a keen ornithologist and used the towers to study the birds in the garden. From here we have a spectacular view of the Ionian Sea in front of us, and nearby we see Naxos, today Giardini Naxos, the first Greek colony in Sicily, and up on the hill we can admire Castel Mola, which has an ancient Greek origin. Situated above Taormina, it formerly served as an acropolis. In recent decades it has become a popular tourist destination. On Labor Day, May the 1st, there is an annual Castle Rock Music Festival held in the main square that features live music performances by local musicians. We're going to visit the ancient theatre of Taormina, which is the second largest ancient theatre in Sicily, after the Greek theatre of Syracuse, which we have visited last time. If you want to see this beautiful theatre from Syracuse, I will leave you the link to that video in the description and in the card above. The original plans of the theatre, as in the case of the one in Syracuse, date back to the 3rd century BC. This is documented by the remains of the isodomic block wall incorporated into the building of the stage, and by 3 chairs with an inscription from the cavea. The remains of the small sacred building at the top of the cavea date from the same period. However, it is partially Roman in its visible appearance today. The original structure was connected to a small sanctuary, whose base remains overlooking the cavea. A first reconstruction of the building took place in the Republic or First Empire era, perhaps under Augustus, but the remains known today date from an extension in the first half of the 2nd century AD. The building reaches 109 meters maximum in diameter, with an orchestra that measures 35 meters in diameter and a capacity of about 10,000 spectators. At the end of the empire, the building was adapted to host combat performances between the gladiators and wild beasts. The orchestra was converted into an arena by replacing the lower levels with a vaulted corridor that connected to the hypogeum in the center of the city. Finally, in late antiquity, the portico behind the stage was built. The theatre's abandonment is probably due to the siege by the Vandals and the decline of the Roman Empire. And with this last look from the top of the ancient theatre of Taormina over the city, today's excursion comes to an end. If you've enjoyed today's walk and want to join us on the next one, subscribe to the channel, share this video with others, leave it a like so we know you've enjoyed it. And in 2 weeks we look forward to seeing you back on the channel as we are leaving Sicily and traveling north to Rome, where the Colosseum, the Palatine Hill and many other splendid places await.